more broken. You can now beat all of Earth Temple in just 2 minutes, and we can perform one of the hardest glitches in the game completely for free. And it's all thanks to this. That's right. After just 2 weeks.
Don't y'all just love it when we wake up to some really freaking good news? That is what happened today, because Square Enix had a shareholders meeting and they talked about the success of Clair Obscur Expedition 33 as well as the success of turn-based games and what that means for their future. And I do want to talk all about that today, and I definitely do.
That's exciting.
As I'm trying my hardest to level up this year, and your help has helped me so much. I only have about 500 subs as of today.
I still prefer Final Fantasy VII to the remake. So, more like turn-based type. I like turn-based. Here's two things that like most people hate, and I like. I mean, I need to be in the mood for it, but like I've been playing like a lot of RPGs, not like like past year, but two things I really like if I'm in the mood for it is turn-based and random encounters. I like random encounters. A lot of people hate them. They don't want them. They want to like see the enemy and like make a choice to attack them or not. I like random encounters more than that. It's just like something about it, you know? Like you could find any enemy through that. Another thing about like turn-based is I think it like tells like a different story. I feel like it's like the story of a turn-based game is like better than like an action-based game.
Left to go before I get that plaque. Thank you so much for that, really from the bottom of my heart. It's really just absolutely amazing.
Expedition 33 though, it seems like a very, like I only played it a little bit. It seems like a very like active game. It looks like exactly like Persona though, like Persona 5, but there's like a parry system. It seems pretty active, but it is turn-based.
I know it's going to be happening any freaking day now. It's just crazy. So if y'all can help me out.
Like I've been playing like the Dragon Quest series. That game's like completely turn-based. There's no action at all. There's no like the next Dragon Quest game, apparently Dragon Quest, what is it, 12? The one coming out is supposed to be like more active, more like action based. Apparently. Dude, he's fighting a Master Tomberry. Yeah, Dragon Quest, there's like no like you have to hit a button at a certain time. There's nothing like that. For most of the games. I think all of the games maybe. I don't know. If I'm in the mood for that, I like that. I enjoy it. I enjoy like the random like I was playing the Dragon Quest 8. I was liking this game. Journey of the Cursed King on PS2, and also Dragon Quest 11. Just like completely turn-based. But this game didn't have random encounters. This game had random encounters, and I don't know, I like it. I like them.
Yeah, with that, and be one of those 500.
A lot of people hate them.
Greatly appreciate it.
I'm really not with the popular opinion. Like most of the time, I don't have the same opinion as most people.
So, whenever asked about Clair Obscur Expedition 33's success, Square Enix says that turn-based RPGs is its origin as well as its...
I just got like chills, dude. That is so cool. Dude, like I'm saying, my opinion is not the popular opinion. Final Fantasy 13. This is like one of my favorite games. Not one of my favorite games, but I love this game. I love Final Fantasy 13. And it's like an active time battle system. It's like it's like turn-based, but there's this paradigm shift system where like you could either be a healer or like a tank or a DPS person, and you're like switching systems, but you're also like auto attacking. I don't know. I think this game is really good. I played the sequels and I could not get into them. I tried them, didn't like them. It's just like problems with like the sequel, Final Fantasy 13 2. It's kind of like you're going through a menu to play the game. I didn't really like that. I didn't beat it, but that's like part of why. 13, I beat this game. I think this was the first Final Fantasy game I beat. And it's like completely linear. It's very linear. There's an open world section where you're just like running around this open area, but even that is linear. Like you need to do like missions in order. But I don't care. I don't care if it's like a hallway simulator, like you walk down, like if it's fun, it was fun. I thought it was fun. I like linear.
Future. So yeah, they said the turn-based RPG genre is still one that they highly value and that they have plans for, despite Final Fantasy's more action-oriented direction as of late. This again comes from the latest shareholders meeting. So they talked. So one of the questions they went ahead.
This guy
and
likes
brought up, they
Dragon
said,
Quest, so yeah, he likes
JRPG
that.
is visually quite modern. The gameplay does take inspiration from the older Final Fantasy titles, mostly because of the turn-based gameplay, which is in stark contrast to Final Fantasy 16. And as we all know, Final Fantasy 16 didn't exactly, smash the sales record books or anything like that, like they did hope for. And we also know that taking Final Fantasy 7 and taking that from a turn-based game, chopping it up into 3 different parts, and then turning that into action, didn't exactly lead to smashing sales either.
No, it didn't.
Remake sold quite well, but
didn't
then
lead to me liking it.
Kind of like lost like 1 million or so people, and then we have part 3 still coming up, which we know will be action. But something tells me that since they've done this, since they've taken that beloved classic and...
So they have a mode where you can do classic mode, but it's just like not the same, and it doesn't feel right. It's like... It's just like an option.
Chopped it up into
like the action base is like the main game.
Modified the story, and they went ahead and they changed the gameplay and all that. And then it didn't exactly, light up the sales charts. That more than likely Square is going to be revisiting that decision if they do any other, remakes. Final Fantasy 9. Just saying.
Oh.
But we also
this has been rumored. Final Fantasy 9 remake. I definitely want to play that. I was playing through Final Fantasy 9.
We don't know, but we can say that Final Fantasy 9 is the most classic game that they have in their series, and it harkens back to the old days, so them taking that action would just be insanity. That would just be crazy. So Square Enix did respond to this, and they said that they are well aware of Clear Obscure Expedition 33's success, and they view turn-based RPGs as the origin of Square Enix. And the developer also says that humble turn-based RPGs is still one that it values, and it plans to deliver in the future.
This is the shitty part, right? Is like, you see Clair Obscure Expedition 33, it's like this over-the-top, like crazy turn-based game, which is cool, but it's something you don't see. Like, you look at Square Enix, like the ones who like created all these crazy RPGs, and they're making like I mean, besides Dragon Quest is like turn-based, traditional turn-based. That's one thing I really like about it. But I've never beaten a Dragon Quest game. I just like started getting into it like this year, last year. But like, if you look at like Square Enix, like making turn-based games, they're making like Octopath Traveler 2. You know, they're making them like less important and like worse graphics. And I realized this like recently. I feel like this, it definitely is. You can tell with like the sounds and like how it is. Octopath Traveler is like a spiritual successor to like Bravely Default. I just realized playing. I didn't play it too much, but I started playing this game. But like, you have Expedition 33, which is like over the top. Like it's like everything a modern game is, like good graphics, like cutscenes, whatever. It's still indie, and you can tell it's like an indie game, but they're like saying like this is like a full-fledged game that's also turn-based, and Square Enix has not been doing that, specifically like because of the West, because like people in the United States don't want that. You know, I do. I like that. Like, I'm a Nintendo. I realized that like Nintendo, and I'd say Sony too, is there's like some Xbox RPGs too. Like I was getting into like some Xbox 360 RPGs. When I was playing was like Blue Dragon. It's like Eternal Sonata. There's some Xbox 360 RPGs. Dragon Age I didn't like. Tales of Vesperia was one of them. But like Sony, like Nintendo, there's like a lot of turn-based. And I like that. I like turn-based. I don't mind turn-based. I don't know if I'm a big like tactical turn-based fan. Like, it's alright. I don't like hate it. I've never like beaten a Fire Emblem game or anything. Like, when I look at like Baldur's Gate 3, that's how I see it. It's like a tactical turn-based RPG. But like Lost Odyssey was one of them. But basically what he's saying and what I'm thinking is like, you can look at Expedition 33, or Square Enix can, and say like, oh, like there is a market in the West, in America, in the United States, for like people who want this. Because you look at like the HD 2D, this was like the last turn-based RPG they made, was like Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D. That was like the last, I'm pretty sure this was like the last turn-based game that Square Enix made. And I'm not saying it's a bad game, it's a good game. But it's like, look at it, it's like a, they don't care as much about these games. Or else it would look like Rebirth. It would look like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which it doesn't. It looks like, it's like HD 2D. It's like less resources, smaller team probably. Less resources are put into this because they think like people don't care about these as much. So maybe now like they'll care more about them.
Final Fantasy. I got the very first one back on the NES whenever I was in 3rd grade, and I've been hooked ever since. And Final Fantasy 1 through 10 was, you know, all turn-based. And then they went a little bit experimental with Final Fantasy 12, with the Gambit system. MMOs were big at the time and all that. I was playing EverQuest at the time, you know, so they kind of like did like their little spin on it or whatever.
Final Fantasy 12 is kind of like,
in their take.
It's kind of like an MMO style game.
And I enjoyed 12. 13 came around, that went back to turn-based. Then 13.3 came out, which was really more action. Then 15 came out, which actually did really well in sales, but not a lot of people liked it. Then 16 came out, and everybody's like, what is going on? This is more like Devil May Cry. But then after that, Square Enix came out and they said, you know what? Final Fantasy doesn't follow the trends, they set the trend. So they were saying, you know what, 16 is a trend setter. We're going to set this trend, and we're going to have all these other RPGs follow our lead. And maybe
really, like, what they're trying to do is appeal to the Western audience. They're trying to appeal to people in America who like not me, they like the majority of people, they want to play like action-based games. Not me. Like, I don't care. I like turn-based. I guess it depends on the game, the type of game and stuff. But yeah, they should stop trying to like appeal to, like, I guess that's what you do in general, is you try to appeal to your market. You try to appeal, but that's like the reason why it's so action based. They're trying to appeal to.
That was the case back in the day, but how's that working out for you, Square Enix? Because, you know, since Final Fantasy 16 set the trend with their action-based combat, we have had Expedition 33, smashing success. We've had Baldur's Gate 3, turn-based.
Expedition 33, like, you hear about it all the time, but I'm wondering, like, how many copies did it sell? $3.3. That's not that crazy, right? That's like a lot less than I thought. I mean, that's amazing for an indie game, sure. But that's not like that crazy. I think it's weird that like this is the first turn-based game that people are playing. It's like, this game looks a lot like Persona. Like, why don't you play Persona?
Incredibly successful. Metaphor
I think it's cool. I think it's cool that people are.
That one game of the year for me.
People are liking like a turn-based game, because I like turn-based games.
As well as a lot of other people were saying that that's like the game of the year last year. And then, of course, you can't discount Persona 5. And we also know that Sega leaked some sales data recently from some of their games and everything. And you know what their best selling?
God, yeah. Persona 3 Reload did worse than Expedition 33. I think. I don't know. Is that like current? I don't think that's good. Sold 1 million copies worldwide. I didn't expect this game to do like so amazing, but I definitely didn't buy it when it released.
Yakuza games were.
Nada.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it wasn't the action-based ones. Yeah, Yakuza Like a Dragon and Yakuza Infinite Wealth actually sold a whole lot more than Like a Dragon, the man who forgot his name or can't remember his name or whatever that one was.
So the first Yakuza was completely action-based, but I liked it. I really liked that game. I feel like I got... No, I liked it. I liked it like throughout the game, I think. Because at a certain point, maybe I was getting like a little bored of the combat, but then I started like getting weapons and like using weapons more. I thought it was a good game.
As well as Pirate Yakuza. Yeah, so the 2 turn-based ones sold much better than the 2 action ones. So, I mean, if that doesn't kind of like send the message home, I don't know what will.
Maybe it's like part of it is because Square Enix is making these action games. And people are like, what the fuck? Like, why aren't you making turn-based games? And that's like part of the reason why people want turn-based games. I don't know.
Also know that other turn-based RPGs by Square Enix have been very successful. Octopath Traveler, Triangle Strategy.
I'm also not saying they're bad. I think Final Fantasy 16 could be a really good game. I haven't played it too much. I didn't get bored of it or anything. I just haven't played it yet. Thought it was fun at first. I don't think it, like, just because it's action based, it's still like a Final Fantasy game. You know, like Final Fantasy 15. I think that game's really good. I really like. I never beat it, but I'm pretty far.
Bravely Default, and then last year they came out and they said, you know what, one console
like 100
game
hours or
in
something.
particular sold above expectations, and you know that that's saying a lot because normally Square Enix's expectations for sales are like through the freaking roof. And you know what game that was that sold above expectations?
You know, it's a good example of like a Western turn-based RPG. South Park, The Stupid Truth. This was a good turn-based game. 2014. $5 million copies. So what game has the most copies? Like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had like 84 million or something. It's Minecraft, right? Yeah, 300. I don't think, like, this list, I think, is very flawed. Like, saying that Minecraft is the best game, I think, is very stupid and, like, not. That's not right. I don't think that's right. Wii Sports shouldn't be on here either. Because when I bought Minecraft, it was $20. Like, I think the price should matter in this equation. Like, Grand Theft Auto 5 should be the best-selling game of all time. Because that game came out as like a retail game. Like, for the most part, you expect games to be like $60. Or, I mean, today they're like $70. They're going on like $80 for Mario Kart World. But like, Minecraft, I bought when it was in the beta. How much is Minecraft? Like, I don't think this counts. It's $30. So, like, I think you should, like, take this into account. Like, okay, so Minecraft selling 350 million copies. I'm not saying it's not impressive. It is. But, like, they sold at like $20 each. So, like when I bought it, it was $20. $26. Both of them is for $40. Usually $20. Like, huh? How are you gonna put this like at the same as like a normal game? Arcs, why is this so high? Who plays this game? Ark Survival Evolved is one of the most best-selling games of all time. What the hell? Like Pokemon Red and Blue, that makes sense. Mario Kart Worlds, that makes sense. Or Mario Kart 8, that makes sense. PUBG Battlegrounds, that doesn't really. I don't really get that. Red Dead Redemption 2. Whoa, 74 million. The Sims. Terraria. Like, how are you going to put Terraria on the same list? It's like a $10 game. I think it's like a very like wrong list at that point. Because like, you take Minecraft, times this by, I'm going to say 25, because I think you could buy this game for like $20 to $30. And also, just as an example, I own, I'm pretty sure I own Minecraft on the Switch. I own Minecraft on the PS4. I own Minecraft on PC. Like 3 separate purchases from one person that all equal $60. Right? They're like $20 each. So times this by 25. This is like 8.7 billion dollars. Right? And then look at GTA. I mean, the price does go down. So GTA 5 price. But Minecraft started at $20. Can be like $15. Yeah, so that's also not, maybe Mario Kart 8 is the highest, is like the highest grossing game sold of all time then. Because GTA 5 went down in value. Look at Mario Kart 8. What's the price on this? Okay. It's like 30, what is this? $35,000. I was gonna say it's $60 still. I thought it was, yeah, it's still $60. Look. Nintendo is selling it $60. So what I'm saying is like all of these sales were $60. Or like most of them. Ark Survival Evolved. Who the hell plays this? I played this. I'm pretty sure I got this game for free and I like launched it. It was like the jankiest, messiest, weirdest game ever. And I was like, I could not figure out what to do. It was like with Minecraft, how like you need to like figure out how to punch a tree to like get wood and then like start crafting and stuff. Ark Survival Evolved, I never got to that moment where like I figured something out. I was just like walking around with no inventory, no idea what's going on. There's like a dinosaur. I'm like, what do I do? What is going on? I just like closed it and never opened it again. Price. It can be from $4 to $15. So again, I don't think this counts. And are they counting like when they give away the game for free? Because that's how I got it. Just like a free thing. Okay, so like that was like $8.7 billion for Minecraft. 215. Let's just say that GTA 5 cost $60, even though this is not accurate. That's like $12 billion. That's like double. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you're selling your game for cheaper. I don't think it should be up here on the list. I mean, it is a list of copies sold. Maybe there's like a highest grossing games of all time, right? Space Invaders. Space Invaders, Pac-Man, okay, Dungeon Fighter, Fortnite. Okay, this is a much different list. World of Warcraft, Candy Crush Saga. This is much different. Whoa. Wii Sports, Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact has like $7 billion selling characters. Alright, I'm gonna end it. I think I will play that game tomorrow. Alright. Maybe I should finish. Should I finish this video? It's like almost over.
Dragon Quest III HD 2D, a remake of an NES game that originally came out in 1989 in Japan, sold above expectations in 2025. So if that doesn't say, you know, that turn-based is here to stay, I don't know what is. And I've got to say this as well. For those of you who are lamenting Square Enix and the death of turn-based RPGs and things like that, you know, I just rattled off a whole bunch of turn-based RPGs, but you know, Square, maybe Final Fantasy isn't going the turn-based route like we want it to, but turn-based is still here, and Square Enix is still putting out turn-based games like the Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake, Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince, the upcoming Dragon Quest 1 and 2
That game
remakes,
is
Fantasia, the Octopath series, the Bravely series, and let's not forget the Saga series. We had 4
What is Fantasia? Sounds cool. JRPG of two halves.
In years, Fantasian would be the lost JRPG for me. A lot of thoughts about this, so much detail everywhere.
See, again, it's
as I mentioned,
you're not getting the same quality as like Rebirth, but it's
well designed, with each having their own
yeah,
gimmicks,
it's
giving
like
him several turns in a
turn-based
row, which
games
was
are not given love. They're just not.
Saga games. Just in the last, like, what, year or so? We had Saga Frontier 2.
They're like
Saga
not
2,
valid
Revenge of the Seven, like one of
in
the
Square Enix's eyes. They're just like make them all action. Imagine Final Fantasy VII was all turn-based. That would just feel weird. I feel like all this like crazy graphics for turn-based. I don't know.
best remakes I've ever played. It's up there with like the Trials of Mana remake, y'all. It is insanely freaking good. And then we also had Saga Emerald Beyond.
I don't like the Trials of Mana.
What happens with Final Fantasy 17? You know that there are still some.
I did start playing. What is it called? Something of Mana. Visions of Mana. I started playing. It was pretty cool. This is another hack and slash, though. It's another hack and slash. That's probably why Expedition 33 is successful, because Square Enix like basically turned their back on turn-based games. They stopped. They gave them no love, and then
RPGs coming out by Square,
people
which is
want 'em,
just
I guess.
fantastic. But this all really just does beg the question: what will Final Fantasy 17 be like? Are they going to stay this action course, or are they going to lean back into their history
Imagine.
and, you know, do another turn-based game? To me, I personally think, or maybe it's not what I think, it's just really what I want.
So
you know, I would.
You used in like, let's say when I was little, right? When I was little, I loved Super Mario, or what is it? Paper Mario. I loved Paper Mario. This was a turn-based game with action elements. And you could say like Clair Obscur, Expedition 33 is like similar, you know, you're like parrying, you're dodging. The aiming thing seems like a lot of Persona inspiration there. I haven't played the game too much, only a little bit. But like when I was little and like years like throughout my life, I thought there was like a severe lack of like that style of game. Like another example is Legend of Dragoon on PlayStation. Right, these were turn-based games where like you need to like input a button command when you're attacking or something. Same thing with like Paper Mario. You need to like hit a button at the right time, or like dodge at the right time. You need to block at the right time. But it's a turn-based game. I thought that was like the coolest style of game. I mean, not the coolest, but I thought it was really cool, and I liked games like that. And I wanted turn-based games with that, with like something you need to do. Like you need to, in Paper Mario, you need to like hold down, holds left on the control stick to like charge up the hammer or something. I thought that was really cool. I really like that. But now, today, it's like the opposite. It's like we have that. We have this style of game. You look at Expedition 33, that is what it is. But we are lacking in just like turn-based game. Like nobody wants to make like a completely like that's why I think like Dragon Quest 11 is so cool, because it's like just like traditional complete turn-based, like no, there's no action commands at all. Like there's none of that. There's skills, there's like spells, there's stuff like that, but it's like all turn-based.
Final Fantasy game, an HD 2D AAA Final Fantasy game. Think about the world map of Final Fantasy 6, Mode 7, that HD 2D goodness. You know, I would love to see that. The turn-based battling system, I think that would be absolutely fantastic. HD 2D has been doing really, really, really well for them. It's something that they actually...
Is this Chrono Trigger? Someone made an HD 2D Chrono Trigger? This looks a lot better. Imagine like an HD 2D game, but you're in the 3D space. That would be cool, I guess. I mean, I don't like the HD 2D at all. I think they should never have done that. When I saw like Octopath Traveler for the first time, I was like, what the fuck, dude? Why are you doing that?
Pioneered, they set that trend, and that's the trend that people are following. That's the trend that people want, that old school HD 2D. The other trend that they set with Devil May Cry Final Fantasy 16 isn't exactly being followed, so I don't know what the future has in store for us, but hopefully it is more turn-based RPGs, or at least Final Fantasy going back to its roots. But now I want to hear from y'all. What do you feel about this news? Do you think this is good or bad? What do you think Final Fantasy 17 has in store for us?
That would be a crazy risk, right?
Dragon Quest 12, yeah, it's going adult, but it's not going to be action. It's definitely going to be turn-based. And that's just great. So let me know how you think about this in the comments.
Like, imagine... Okay, Dragon Quest 11 copies sold. How about that? 8.5. This was a good selling game. And I think if you want a traditional JRPG, turn-based JRPG, I don't know though, because like this even is like normie. This is like basic game. So I'm probably wrong, but I think today, if you want like a traditional turn-based RPG, like not even like button commands or like blocking, parrying, this and that, I think this is like the best example of that type of game that you're gonna get today. I don't know, though there might be, but like when I was like really into like like turn-based RPGs this year, I realized that like what are like the best consoles to play them on. It's like the DS and like the 3DS, because like on the like Dragon Quest games are all like traditional turn-based RPGs. They're like, they all got, most of them got like remade on the DS, and it's like really nice, really good. Remade on the DS, remade on the 3DS. So if you just look at like RPGs on the DS, it's like crazy. There's like there's so many good RPGs on 3DS, on the DS and 3DS. Because I was like looking like where to play these games, and that's just what I found. Best console to Nintendo Switch. Yeah, probably. It felt like it's actually like the Nintendo DS though. Because like you look at like Dragon Quest on DS. You got like Dragon Quest 6, Dragon Quest 5, Dragon Quest 9, Monsters. You got Dragon Quest 8 on there. You got like all of these games were remade for the DS. These are all turn-based RPGs. You also got like Final Fantasy DS. You also got like Final Fantasy 3 on the DS. You got Final Fantasy 4 on the DS. These are all turn-based games. Final Fantasy Echoes of Time. I don't know. I've never heard of this. What is this? Oh, Crystal Chronicles. Revenant Wings was made on the DS. Like, the DS has a lot of turn-based RPGs. Like, a lot. And then, like, 3DS also has more, I'm pretty sure. Final Fantasy Explorers. Dragon Quest. I mean, these are the big ones by Square Enix. Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. You got Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy, or no, Dragon Quest 8, Dragon Quest 7. Yeah, I don't know. That would be like such a risky move. Imagine like they just created like this new next gen Final Fantasy is like they put all of their resources into like a turn-based game. That'd be crazy. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen. All right. I think. Oh, are you Walter White? Yes. I gotta ban you for that name. What the? How do you have that name?